Hello, I am Jaemin Jung, a professor of marketing at California State Polytechnic University at Pomona. Not many students know about marketing research careers available for them. So I would like to introduce this wonderful career opportunity in this lecture. First, we look at the market research industry. In 2012, I had researched occupational outlook for marketing jobs, and I was delighted to learn that there is a strong demand for market research jobs. As you can see in the table and the graph that are provided by the U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics, the job growth rate for market research analysts is 41% between the year 2010 and 2020. Compare that with a growth rate of 14% for all occupations during the same period. This means that marketing research jobs are growing 2.9 times as fast as all occupational jobs. 4 years later, in 2016, I looked up the statistics again. The expected job growth rate for 10 years from 2014 to 2024 is 19%, which is about half of the prediction made 4 years ago. Notice also that the expected growth rate for all occupations is also about half of its level 4 years ago at 7%. Therefore, the job growth rate of market research relative to the rest of the jobs remain about the same at 2.7 times as fast as that of all the occupations. This demonstrates the robustness of the demand for the market research jobs. Further, according to Arbis World, more than half of all the new job growth in marketing by 2018 will be on marketing research jobs. This projection is consistent with the fact that marketing relies increasingly more on data, the so-called data-driven marketing, in part facilitated by social media and digital marketing phenomena. Marketers who are dealing with strategic decision-making inevitably deal with various information gained from secondary data as well as primary data. More successful marketers are the ones who use information effectively. Therefore, knowledge in marketing research helps marketing managers to excel at what they do. Further, advertising agencies also rely increasingly more on research to make their ads more effective. Armed with invaluable information about customers and their ability to generate knowledge, market researchers often become marketing strategy consultants. Marketing researchers can be employed in one of the three types of companies: supplier side, client side, or advertising agencies. There are plenty of jobs. Supplier side refers to the companies that are external market research suppliers, such as AC Nielsen and Lieberman Research Worldwide. Client side includes the vast majority of companies and organizations that have its own internal research suppliers, who are also called corporate researchers. Client side includes profit organizations such as P&G and Google, non-for-profit organizations such as Pew Research, and government agencies such as Census Bureau. Lastly, advertising agencies may have their own in-house market research department that helps them gather information when they consult their clients. Marketing managers can work with internal suppliers, researchers from within their own company, or external suppliers, researchers from outside their company. Managers working for small to medium-sized companies are not likely to have internal suppliers, so they would need to hire external suppliers or conduct research by themselves. Even if managers hire external researchers, They would need to be knowledgeable enough to work with them and to provide input to ensure research is meaningful to the company. This is one reason why all marketing professionals need to know how to conduct research regardless of specific careers within the marketing. External research suppliers can provide full service or limited service. Full service suppliers can provide syndicated services, standardized services, or customized services. Syndicated services are the research results processed and formatted in a comprehensive way. Clients usually search for relevant information for themselves in the database. The services would be updated periodically to ensure the currency of the information. For example, Qualifications subscribes to a large number of syndicated services specializing in certain discipline. For marketing and business, we subscribe to Arbis World, among others, that gives information about industry and companies. This is invaluable information for the managers who are doing applied research, specifically for their company. Another popular syndicated service available to us at Qualifications is ABI Inform Database. This service is great for researchers who are doing a basic research, as it has a great number of academic journals as well as business periodicals and trade magazines. Standardized services are called so because research they provide to their client firms are the same to increase efficiency and keep prices low. But the relevance of research can be an issue, in which case companies may want to have customized services even if the service may be pricey. Limited service providers focus on just one or few small parts in the whole research process. Field services providers specialize in data collection. Some may focus on data collection using telephone, internet, or mobile devices. Focus group facilities provide focus group rooms to their clients, or they themselves conduct focus group research. Technical and analytical services providers may provide highly skilled statistical and technical expertise to other researchers. You might wonder how market research suppliers are structured. I would like to explain this by giving you an example. Luth Research is a privately held market research company based in San Diego. The company has about 200 employees. In a regular business world, this size would be considered a medium size. Since market research suppliers tend to be small, a market research company of this size is considered large. Out of 200 employees, about 30 people, 15% of the employees, are analysts. There are also some people working on focus group, client support, project management, online functions, programming, facility operations, and sales client account developments. As you can see, the supplier firms need all kinds of functions or jobs for them to operate just like any other businesses. This chart shows 10 largest market research companies in the world. Our students have been hired in some of these world-class companies, such as Nielsen or Kantar. Recently, one of my students was hired at Kantar, the second largest company. She has worked hard to prepare herself. She worked in my behavioral lab as a research assistant, took upper-level elective marketing research classes, and taught herself by taking statistical courses online. Next, we look at market research career. Here is an organizational chart for a client company that has an internal marketing research department. Of course, The exact titles and structure will be different depending on a company's unique situation and history. On the top of the hierarchy for Market Research Department is VP of Marketing Research, who sets goals and directs the entire market research operation. Below it is Research Director, who is supported by Assistant Director of Research, who supervises staff members. Senior Project Manager is responsible for research projects. Under the Senior Project Manager is Senior Analyst, who carries out a project by coordinating efforts of analysts, junior analysts, statisticians, and field work director in order to design a study, collect data, and prepare a report. You may ask, what would be the position for me right after college? Junior analyst or research associate is the job normally given to someone fresh out of college. In a few years, they tend to be promoted to analyst or research managers. Marketing research industry is fragmented, as reflected in the number of professional organizations listed in this slide. Recently, MRA and CASRO have merged to form a new organization called Inside Association, pending ratification from their respective members. If you want to be market researcher, check out these professional organizations. Perhaps follow them in linkedin.com and connect with their members. Compensation. You don't make a huge amount of money in this profession, but you make a decent salary with a stable job. The national median pay for market researchers in 2015 was $62,150, according to the Bureau of Labor Statistics. The median income for the entry-level positions right after college is somewhat lower by 10 grand. According to my own source, market researchers' salaries tend to break into six-figure numbers, usually in 5 years, if they do a good job. In terms of hourly rate, the median pay is about $19. A few years ago, a student of mine got a summer internship at a pharmaceutical company in Bay Area that paid her at a $25 an hour rate. Healthcare industry pays much better than other industries. If you are interested in this industry, you may want to check out PMRG, Pharmaceutical Marketing Research Group. There are so many different names for market research jobs. The exact titles vary from one organization to the other. Criteria for selecting a market research supplier. Knowing this is important whether you want to be a researcher or just a marketing manager. If you are a researcher, you will need to know what qualifications you need to get awarded with a contract. If you are a marketing manager, you won't be responsible for conducting research, but you will be responsible for choosing a research supplier as a partner. As a student, knowing these criteria will give you an idea as to the kind of researchers you want to be in order to be successful in the future. So let's look at the criteria that are used in selecting a good research supplier. Is supplier reputable? Do they complete projects on schedule? Are they known for maintaining ethical standards? For instance, you don't want to work with a supplier who reveals your secret to your competitors or lie about the research findings to impress you. Are they flexible? Are they willing to accommodate my changing needs? Are their research projects of high quality? What kind and how much experience does the supplier have? Has the firm had experience with projects similar to this one? Do the supplier's personnel have both technical and non-technical expertise? Can they communicate well with the client? Communication is important to make clients happy and maintain good relationship. Overall value of the bid. The proposed budget should be reasonable and allow high-quality work. Lastly, we'll look at the qualifications and preparation for market researchers. Market research is very broad in the type of techniques used. For that reason, the research industry is very fragmented. No researchers use all the available techniques. Researchers tend to use the same methods and try to be good at it. Market research can be broadly classified into qualitative research versus quantitative research. There are some common qualifications important regardless of the type of research. The common qualifications are positive attitudes and attention to detail. If you cannot pay attention to detail, market research is not for you. Next, we'll look at unique qualifications for each of the 4 categories. Both focus group moderator and in-depth interviewer interact with participants, so people skills and communication skills are important. Rhonda Scott is the president at RMS Communications and Research, whom I met in an MRA conference. As a qualitative marketing research consultant, she is a skillful focus group moderator. Ben Smithy is a CEO at the Smithy Group. He is one of the few people I met who has an educational background in marketing. He started his career as an intern at a qualitative market research company while he was a student. He worked for 7 years in the company and decided to start his own company. He said a small company gave him an opportunity to learn things quickly. A mystery shopper is a researcher disguised as a shopper. They go to a retail store and observe various things of interest, such as employee job attitudes and customer service, with the request of the store owner. You may have watched a TV program called Mystery Diner, which is a variant of the mystery shopper. Thus, mystery shoppers should have a great observation and sensing skills. Survey researchers need to be familiar with statistical packages such as SPSS and a survey tool such as Qualtrics and SurveyMonkey. Students in our program will learn both software when they take marketing research class. Karen Mann is a former vice president of Disney ABC Studio. With both quantitative and qualitative research skills, she serviced top-level executives at Disney ABC as well as many A-listed providers, show creators, by implementing innovative methods, writing critical analysis with actionable insights, and creating effective and dynamic presentations. Big data scientists or data miner need to have an ability to do data mining using R, Python, Excel, or other software. An ability to do computer programming is a plus. Dean Abbott is a co-founder and chief data scientist at SmartHQ. He has worked on fraud detection in tax and credit card, among other things, using the patterns of big data. Which majors are suitable? There are no majors that are not suitable for market researchers. Liberal arts majors tend to be well positioned for qualitative market researchers, while social science and marketing majors are well trained for survey researchers. Big data scientists would require greater quantitative training. Since market research companies need employees who work as supporting capacity, other majors have something to offer as well, even that may not be research per se. When I ask market research professionals about what qualifications students should have in order to be successful as market researchers, positive attitude is what I hear most often. They are eager to train employees who have positive attitudes. Getting a job in market research is not hard with an excellent job market. Connection does matter, especially if your GPA is not stellar. Join one of the market research professional groups such as MRA, A4, and PMRG, and attend a conference or social events. Also, you need to have some strategy for a long-term career path. My general advice is to start your career in supplier side. Suppliers deal with all kinds of industries and companies, so you will learn a lot of things faster. Then you may move to a client side where you may find greater prestige. I hear that top management often consult with market researchers in client firms. Yes, they highly regard market researchers' expertise. However, it is ultimately your choice. If you have an industry you are passionate about and you do not want to work in other industries, you may want to find a market research position in client side. For example, one of my former students was very much determined to work in entertainment industry. So she had a market research internship at Disney before she got a full-time market research associate job at 20th Century Fox. What you see here is a screenshot of a job announcement for an undergraduate market research internship at Disney. Don't let the preferred qualifications intimidate you. No one meets all the preferred qualifications. As long as you meet the basic qualifications, you should apply to the position. These are some of the companies that hired our students. As far as I know, all the students who were serious about marketing research as an aspiring career got at least one job offer prior to graduation. By this time, I hope that you have found the marketing research as an interesting field to pursue professionally. However, too often, marketing programs across the country do not provide enough training for the students, as you can see in a recent post made by a marketing student in the MRA listserv. I know that the concerns raised by this student is not isolated. It is no secret that a lot of marketing students don't like quantitative courses, and as a result, most marketing programs across the country offers only one marketing research class. As was pointed out, this is way too superficial for someone who want to be market researchers. According to my recent national survey of market research professionals, social science majors are the number one educational background marketing researchers have as their undergraduate degrees. We at the Cal Poly Pomona have recognized the gap and provide a specific guidance to the career in marketing research by providing a set of specialized courses. You are encouraged to check it out. There are so many different approaches to marketing research problems. There is no way one person can master all the different methods. Most people are good at just one or two specialty areas and collaborate with someone for the area in which they are not specializing. Division of labor works here. By focusing on the area they are most well trained and working with colleagues as a team, we can produce high quality, effective output. Having said this, however, there are some preparations you can do while you are in college. If you are a marketing major, you will learn more about marketing subject than the professionals with a different background. So this should be your strength, the main knowledge. In addition, you should acquire some statistical knowledge, familiarity with SPSS, proficiency in Excel, including formula, chart, and VBA. Of course, communication skills and creativity are important, but that is something liberal arts education as a whole would nurture throughout your stay in the college.